This year's lineup of Christmas specials is looking somewhat anemic, with the pandemic making filming difficult. Still on the slate to be watched is Doctor Who, The Vicar of Dibley, and Call the Midwife. And I've been thinking about what is it that we actually enjoy about Christmas specials? And I think, at least in part, it's the fact that they're safe watching. We're going to come out of them feeling warm and fuzzy inside because there's almost an unstoppable force of goodness within them that makes everything come right in the end. You might call it the Christmas spirit, the happily ever after. With the exception perhaps of EastEnders, no matter how bad things get, there's always a happy moment around the fire. There's always the family managing to get together, the presents getting delivered by Santa, the Scrooge having a change of heart. There's this sort of unstoppable magic about the season, which means good will overcome. That's the heart of Christmas specials. Even shows like Call the Midwife, which face up to the kind of gritty reality of their setting, still contain a hopeful message at the end. So we enjoy, just for a season, escaping reality, knowing we're safe and secure, that things will turn out no matter what the peril. And it's funny because the Christmas story itself has so many features that you might find in a Christmas special of today. There's high drama, a happy ending. We could actually call it the original Christmas special. I think about it like many Christmas specials. There's a dilemma with a time limit. A heavily pregnant lady having to travel. There's an oppressive government. A family just trying to see their baby safely into the world. And then, of course, there's cameos. Cameos from the wise men. Cameos from the shepherds. Cameos from the choir of angels. There's unexpected twists and turns as there's nowhere to stay. There's odd gifts that are given. There's special effects from the star in the sky. The story has all the elements of a Christmas afternoon corker. And yet at the end, despite it all, this wonderful baby is born who brings hope. The Christmas story is the original Christmas special. But whilst our TV specials are mainly a bit of fun and give us a bit of Christmas spirit, they don't translate that well to that cold, wet January day, which actually for many of us is probably going to look even colder and even wetter this coming year. Well, I wonder, might we take a deeper look at the story of Jesus' birth? One where we're often overly familiar with, and see that it offers to us that Christmas spirit, that knowledge that all will be well in the end, and that even the greatest of farces will end in joy. Might we see that what we want and what we're given in a little sort of concentrated form by Christmas specials on TV can actually be found in the original and best Christmas special? It can be found at the heart of that story, in Jesus. It can be found in reality, can be found permanently. Now, you might be familiar with that famous passage in Isaiah 9 where we hear that Jesus will be called Mighty God and Wonderful Counselor and so on. But just before that passage, just at the start, we hear this: the people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of deep darkness, a light has dawned. You have enlarged the nation and increased their joy. They rejoice before you as people rejoice at the harvest, as warriors rejoice when dividing the plunder. Isn't it that the Christmas spirit? In the darkness of winter, a light dawns. We have this increase of joy, something to look forward to, something to be hopeful about. This is what Jesus is about. This is what's going on in that original and best Christmas special. So I want to invite us, yes, of course, to enjoy the TV specials this year, depleted as they may be, but also to look deeper into that most special of Christmas specials, and to see Jesus, who is a permanent light in the darkness, whose touch upon people's lives is like an infusion of that goodness that we all kind of sense in the Christmas special, that makes up the kind of Christmas magic. An infusion of that goodness we all enjoy so much at Christmas.